Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here. And what was the last thing you remember?
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
I went to see X-Men Days of Future Past. Like the Marvel film universe that is basically enveloping the film screens all across the world, comes a very interesting thing, also quite pioneering, if you might say. Not only is this movie a sequel to X-Men First Class, but it is also a sequel to X-Men The Last Stand, a movie that is apparently bridging the gap between the reboot and the classic X-Men franchise. There was so much effort that had to be put into this, and probably one of the main reasons why this was made possible was the fact that Bryan Singer came back to direct. Obviously, he was what really made X-Men explode thanks to the original film in 2000 and X2, X-Men United in 2003, but unfortunately with the mishap of X-Men The Last Stand, nobody really knew where it was going to go until it rebooted with X-Men First Class in 2011. Through that, we got an unbelievable film, probably one of the best comic book films that I have seen since Captain America, Winter Soldier, and before that, Man of Steel. This movie, while it doesn't have so much action, it is based on an alternate history about righting the wrongs of things that could have possibly happened, but it has some of the most unreal acting performances from so many phenomenal actors. Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine after the box office bomb that the Wolverine was. While he wasn't the main focus of the movie, he had his charm, he had his comedy, one-liners, he really was the whole package. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and of course Jennifer Lawrence. These were the main reasons why this movie was so good. Their acting was just so great, and it wasn't just about the big explosions and the action sequences. It was really the story and the acting that drove this movie. We also had Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage playing Bolivar Trask, the legendary name that created the Sentinels in the X-Men comic book, and of course the movie is called Days of Future Past, which is based on one of the greatest X-Men stories ever told, in which Wolverine goes back into the past to stop a apocalyptic future from taking place, and the question is, does he succeed? Now, did I find anything wrong with this movie? I did not, because even in the end, there are just so many things that you are left with, very emotional moments, very heartfelt moments, some moments that would even make you shed a tear. And the craziest thing is, when this movie does in fact come to a close, it is as if you really didn't need to worry about X-Men to X-Men The Last Stand, even the Wolverine movies, to a certain extent, even existing. Because you obviously know what is going to happen, but if you don't see those movies before you see X-Men Days of Future Past, you're going to lose a lot of that compassion and emotion towards the characters, and of course some major surprises that even I didn't see coming that are actually going to be thrown in close to the end of the movie. And what you're going to be really happy about is what's going to happen after the credits roll. You're going to see something, especially if you're an X-Men fan, that is going to make you so excited because you obviously know what's hitting the big screen in 2016. X-Men Days of Future Past is incredible. It was something I did not expect to be as good as it was. It blew all of the other X-Men films that came before it out of the water, and it really is, at this point in time, one of the greatest comic book films I've ever seen, and I am giving X-Men Days of Future Past 4 out of 4. I was taken aback by what I watched. I never expected it, and I'm sorry for being repetitive here, but even if you've never seen an X-Men movie before, it's a movie that I think that you will just enjoy for the sake of seeing a very well put together film. Nothing is out of place. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will also post links to all of the other X-Men films that I have reviewed. And I'll see you guys when I review my next movie when I go back to the theaters, because I know it's going to be sooner than later. And I'm sorry for not wearing Ranger jerseys today, because it is just too hot, but I still have to support the boys. And I'll see you soon. Actions speak louder than words.
That's the way we became